I'm not kidding when I say this. Some movies don't entertain you, they attack you. And after watching the entire Fault trilogy, My Fault, Your Fault, and Our Fault, I genuinely feel like I survived emotional warfare. Nobody told me to watch it, nobody challenged me. But for some reason, I pressed play like a brave idiot. And today on Cultured Shahid, let me break down exactly why this trilogy is the cinematic definition of chaos. The story follows Noah, a 17-year-old who moves into her mom's rich new home and meets her stepbrother, Nick, a 21-year-old bad boy who races cars, breaks rules, and probably hasn't heard the word stability in his life. From their very first meeting, the movie tries to convince you these two are destined for some intense forbidden romance. But honestly, it feels less like destiny and more like two people speed running terrible decisions. Their relationship jumps from arguing to flirting to full on passion in minutes. No build up, no logic, just pure Wattpad energy. And somehow the movie expects you to call this love. By Your Fault, things only get worse. The parents find out about their relationship and obviously freak out. And instead of solving anything, they create new problems, more misunderstandings, more jealousy, more random emotional breakdowns. Nick becomes insecure because Noah leaves for college. Noah becomes confused about her future, and their conversations feel like either shouting matches or dramatic declarations. And then enters Briar, Nick's ex, a complete chaos generator whose presence turns every scene into emotional traffic jam. Add in backstories, trauma, and twists that appear out of nowhere, and the second movie becomes a roller coaster you didn't buy a ticket for. And then Our Fault arrives, the final film, the so-called endgame. 4 years have passed. Noah and Nick aren't together, and for a second, you think this movie will finally behave like a mature finale. Nope. Within 20 minutes, they are back in each other's arms like the breakup never happened. The story sprints through every major moment: reunion, arguments, passion, heartbreak, like the writers were racing a deadline. Then comes the pregnancy twist, followed by a dramatic gunshot scene, followed by even more drama involving Briar and old tensions returning at full force. The final act feels like the movie is checking boxes instead of telling a story. Suddenly, everything wraps up neatly. Forgiveness, reunion, future plans, all done so quickly that none of it feels earned. But here's the thing, I finally understand why this trilogy has such a massive fan base. It's fantasy, the intensity, the passion, the we shouldn't be together but we can't stay apart energy. It hits a nerve for a lot of viewers. It's messy, dramatic, explosive, and unrealistic in the exact way people escape into movies for. But if we are talking actual relationship goals, this is not it. Noah and Nick don't need each other, they need therapy, and the trilogy needs better writing, pacing, and character development. Still, I'll credit where it's due. The trilogy is entertaining in a chaotic way you can't stop watching even when you want to. It's the kind of mess that pulls you back just to see what absurd things happens next. And after finishing all three films, I can proudly say I survived. If you watched it, tell me how emotionally damaged you are on a scale of 1 to 10. If you didn't, congrats, you are safe. And as always, keep watching Cultured Shahid. Your boy takes cinema bullets so you don't have to.